Hi students, today let us learn the lesson The Lost Child, the first chapter of the supplementary reader. The Lost Child is written by Mulkraj Anand. It is the story of a small child who gets lost in a fair. He had gone with his parents to the fair but loses them when he gets engrossed in looking at a roundabout swing. The story highlights the bond of love and affection that the child shares with his parents. Coming to the text. It was the festival of spring. From the wintry shades of narrow lanes and alleys emerged a gaily clad humanity. Some walked, some rode on horses, others sat, being carried in bamboo and bullock carts. One little boy ran between his father's legs, brimming over with life and laughter. Wintry shade of narrow lanes and alleys means in the winter season, the narrow lanes were full of shade. Emerged means came out. Brimming over means to be full of something. Explanation. The story is set in the spring season. As the winter season had just ended, all the people came out of their homes. They were cheerful as the chilling, cold weather had ended. People conveyed through different modes. That means people traveled through different modes: foot, horses, bamboo carts, and bullock carts. A little child was accompanied by his parents. He ran excitedly and often banged into his father's legs. He was full of life, excitement, and laughter. Back to the text. Come, child, come, called his parents, as he lagged behind, fascinated by the toys in the shops that lined the way. Lagged behind means was left behind. Fascinated by means attracted to. Lined the way were set up along the way. The child was attracted to the toys which were displayed at the various stalls. As he would be left behind, his parents would call him to come with them. He hurried towards his parents, his feet obedient to their call, his eyes still lingering on the receding toys. As he came to where they had stopped to wait for him, he could not suppress the desire of his heart, even though he well knew the old cold stare of refusal in their eyes. Lingering means lasting for a long time. Receding means left behind as he walked ahead. Suppress, put an end to. Called means without any feelings or emotions. Explanation. The child was obedient and would walk towards them on being called, but his eyes would keep on looking at the toys, and he wanted that. As he reached them, he couldn't control his desire to buy a toy. He was familiar to the reaction that they would give, his parents would give. He knew that they would stare at him, indicating denial, to buy him the toy. The child knew the emotionless way in which they would stare at him. Back to the test. I want that toy, he pleaded. Pleaded means requested. The child was unable to control his desire any longer. He said that he wanted to buy the toy. His father looked at him red-eyed in his familiar tyrant's way. Tyrant means a cruel and oppressive ruler. The father's eyes grew red with anger. He looked at the child just like a cruel ruler who was trying to oppress him. His mother, melted by the free spirit of the day, was tender and giving him her finger to hold, said, Look, child, what is before you? Melted means became tender and loving. Explanation. The mother became emotional due to the cheerful mood. Lovingly, she gave her finger to the child to hold and guided him to a place. She asked him to see what was in front of him. Back to the test. It was a flowering mustard field, pale like melted gold as it swept across miles and miles of even land. A group of dragonflies were bursting about on their gaudy purple wings, intercepting the flight of lone black bee or butterfly in search of sweetness from the flowers. The child followed them in the air with his gaze, till one of them would still its wings and rest, and he would try to catch it. But it would go fluttering, flapping up into the air when he had almost caught it in his hands. Then his mother gave a cautionary call, Come, child, come onto the footpath. Pale means dull, colorless. Gaudy means extremely bright and showy. Explanation. There was a vast field with full of yellow colored mustard flowers. They seemed like flowing streams of gold, and they were widespread. A group of dragonflies, black bees, and butterflies buzzed around, sucking the nectar from the flowers. The child looked at them as they flew around. When one of them sat somewhere, he tried to catch it, but the tiny creature would fly away. The mother called out to him as they started walking down the footpath. Back to the test, he ran towards his parents gaily and walked abreast of them for a while, being, however, soon left behind, attracted by the little insects and worms along the footpath. They were teeming out from their hiding places to enjoy the sunshine. Abreast means side by side, teeming out means to pour or empty out. The child ran towards his parents. He walked next to them. But after a few steps, he stopped to see the insects who were coming out of the soil. Once again, the child was left behind. Come, child, come, his parents called from the shade of a grove, where they had seated themselves on the edge of a well. He ran towards them. Grove means a small wood or group of trees. The parents called him. They sat next to a well under the shady trees. The child once again ran and joined his parents. Back to the test. A shower of young flowers fell upon the child as he entered the grove. And forgetting his parents, he began to gather the raining petals in his hands. But lo, he heard the cooing of doves and ran towards his parents, shouting, "The dove, the dove!" The raining petals dropped from his forgotten hands. As the child entered the shady forested area, he was welcomed by a shower of flowers. He forgot his parents and started collecting the petals that had fallen. Just then he heard the cooing of doves, and he was excited to see them. He started chasing the birds, and in that process, the petals fell from his hand. This shows that as the child got attracted towards the next thing, he forgot what he had been doing earlier. Come, child, come, they called to the child, who are now running in wild capers round the banyan tree. And gathering him up, they took the narrow, winding footpath which led to the fair through the mustard fields. Capers means a playful, skipping movement. The parents called the child, who was running and playing around a banyan tree. They lifted him, and they walked down a narrow, twisting lane through which they crossed the mustard field, and they reached the fair. Back to the test. As they neared the village, the child could see many other footpaths full of throngs, converging to the whirlpool of the fair, and felt at once repelled and fascinated by the confusion of the world he was entering. Throngs means huge crowds, converging means gathering. Explanation. As they were about to reach the fair, the child saw huge crowds of people walking from all directions towards the fair. The dense crowd scared him, and he stepped back for a while, but the next moment he got attached to the mind-boggling crowd of humanity. Back to the test. A sweet meat seller hawked gulab jamun, rasgulla, burfi, jalebi at the corner of the entrance, and a crowd pressed round his counter at the foot of an architecture of many colored sweets decorated with leaves of silver and gold. The child stared open-eyed, and his mouth watered for the burfi that was his favorite sweet. "I want that burfi," he slowly murmured. But he half knew, as he begged, that his plea would not be heeded, because his parents would say he was greedy. So without waiting for an answer, he moved on. Heeded means paid attention to. Explanation. At the entrance of the fair, to one corner, a sweet melter is there. He had set up a shop there. He was selling various sweets like gulab jamun, rasgulla, burfi, jalebi, etc. The sweets were displayed at different heights and were covered with foils of gold and silver. The boy's mouth watered when he sighted his favorite burfi. He expressed his desire to get in a low voice, because he knew that his request would be refused by his parents. They would say that he was greedy for the burfi, as he did not expect that his demand would be fulfilled. He walked further. A flower seller hawked a garland of gulmohar, a garland of gulmohar. The child seemed irresistibly drawn. He went towards the basket where the flowers lay heaped and half murmured, I want that garland. As he well knew his parents would refuse to buy him those flowers because they would say that they were cheap. So, without waiting for an answer, he moved on. Explanation. The next stall was that of a flower seller. He announced that he was selling garlands of gulmohar flowers. The child wanted one of those. He walked towards the basket of flowers and again announced his desire to have one in a low voice because he knew that his demand would not be fulfilled. He knew it very well that they will not buy it for him. They would refuse to buy him the flowers as they would say that they were cheap. Again, the boy walked ahead without expecting a reply from his parents. Back to the test. A man stood holding a pole with yellow, red, green, and purple balloons flying from it. The child was simply carried away by the rainbow glory of their silken colors and was filled with an overwhelming desire to possess them all. But he well knew his parents would never buy him the balloons because they would say he was too old to play with such toys. So he walked on further. Overwhelming means a very strong emotion. The next thing the child came across was a balloon seller. He was selling balloons of different colors of the rainbow. The boy was attracted to the shiny colors of the balloons and he wanted to have them all. He knew that his parents would not buy it for him as they would reason that he was too old to play with them. So the child walked further. Back to the text. A snake charmer stood playing a flute to a snake which coiled itself in a basket, its head raised in a graceful bend like the neck of a swan, while the music stole into its invisible ears like the gentle rippling of an invisible waterfall. The child went towards the snake charmer, but knowing his parents had forbidden him to hear such coarse music, as the snake charmer played, he proceeded further. Forbidden means not allowed, coarse means unpleasant. Then he paused at a snake charmer who was playing a flute, and the snake was twisting its neck to the music. The snake had coiled itself in a basket and had raised its head out. It bent and moved its neck gracefully like a swan. It seemed that the music of the flute was heard by the snake's invisible ears, and it created the effect of a waterfall on it because it soiled its neck in a similar way. The boy walked towards the snake charmer, but as his parents had warned him to remain away from the unpleasant music, he walked further. Back to the test. There was a roundabout in full swing. Men, women, and children carried away in whirling motion, shrieked and cried with dizzy laughter. The child watched them intently, and then he made a bold request. I want to go on the roundabout. Please, father, mother. Then he saw the roundabout swing. It was full of men, women, and children. They were enjoying the ride. The boy watched the people on the roundabout. Then, with a lot of courage, he expressed his desire to go on the roundabout. Back to the test. There was no reply. He turned to look at his parents. They were not there. Ahead of him, he turned to look on either side. They were not there. He looked behind. There was no sign of them. When his parents did not reply, he turned towards them. He saw that they were nowhere around. He looked around behind, but his parents were nowhere to be seen. Back to the test. A full deep cry rose within his dry throat, and with a sudden jerk of his body, he ran from where he stood, crying in real fear, Mother, Father. Tears rolled down from his eyes. Hot and fierce, his flushed face was convulsed with fear. Panic-stricken, he ran to one side first, then to the other, hither and thither in all directions, knowing not where to go. Mother, Father, he wailed. His yellow turban came untied and his clothes became muddy. Hither and thither means here and there. The explanation, the boy cried loudly. He jerked his body and ran here and there, calling out his parents. He was full of fear and tears were rolling down from his eyes, from his cheeks. As he wailed and ran around, his turban opened and his clothes became muddy. Having run to and fro in a rage of running for a while, he stood defeated, his cries suppressed into sobs. At little distances on the green grass, he could see, through his filmy eyes, men and women talking. He tried to look intently among the patches of bright yellow clothes, but there was no sign of his father and mother among these people, who seemed to laugh and talk just for the sake of laughing and talking. Intently means carefully. After some time, he gave up. The loud cries turned into mild sobs. He saw some people standing and talking, and he tried to find his parents were among them. The laughter and talks of the people were meaningless for the child. He was simply searching for his parents. Back to the test, he ran quickly again, this time to a shrine which people seemed to be crowding. Every little inch of space here was congested with men, but he ran through people's legs, his little sob lingering. Mother, father, near the entrance to the temple. However, the crowd became very thick. Men jostled each other, heavy men with flashing, murderous eyes and hefty shoulders. The poor child struggled to thrust a way between their feet, but knocked to and fro by their brutal movements. He might have been trampled underfoot had he not shrieked at the highest pitch of his voice. Father, mother, a man in the surging crowd heard his cry and, stooping with great difficulty, lifted him up in his arms. Congested means full of. Hefty means large and heavy. Thrust means push. Knocked, hit. Brutal means harsh. Trampled, crushed. Surging means powerful. Explanation. The boy ran towards a temple which was crowded with people. He ran through the legs of men, calling out his parents. The crowd was pushing each other as he neared the entrance of the temple. The boy got scared of huge, strong men who stared people with their murderous eyes and pushed them with their strong and big shoulders. The boy could have been crushed under the feet of the men had his cries not been heard by a man in the crowd. He lifted the child. A man in the crowd heard his cries and he lifted him. Back to the text. How did you get there? Here, child. Whose baby are you? The man asked as he cheered clear of the mass. The child wept more bitterly than ever now and only cried, I want my mother, I want my father. As the man got the child out of the crowd, he asked him how he had reached there and what were his parents' names. The boy cried even more and repeated that he wanted to go to his parents. The man tried to soothe him by taking him to the roundabout. Will you have a ride on the horse? He gently asked as he approached the ring. The child tore into 1,000 shrill sobs and he only shouted, I want my mother, I want my father. Soothe means relax, comfort. Explanation. The man tried to relax the child by taking him to the roundabout ring. He offered him a ride, but the child screamed and wept loudly that he wanted his parents. The man headed towards the place where the snake charmer still played on the flute to the swaying cobra. Listen to nice music, child, he pleaded. But the child shut his ears with his fingers and shouted his double-pitched strain. I want my mother, I want my father. The man took him near the balloons, thinking the bright colors of the balloons would distract the child's attention and quieten him. Would you like a rainbow-colored balloon? He persistently asked. The child turned his eyes from the flying balloons and just sobbed. I want my mother, I want my father. Pleaded means requested. Double-pitched strain means usage of lot of force. Explanation. The man started walking back on the same route which the child had taken. So he took the child to the snake charmer. He asked him to listen to the nice music being played by the snake charmer. The child shut his ears with his fingers and he screamed loudly that he wanted his parents. The man took the child to the bright colored balloons, hoping that he might get cheered by seeing them. He offered a balloon to the child, but he turned away and wept for father. The man, still trying to make the child happy, bore him to the gate where the flower seller sat. Look, can you smell those nice flowers, child? Would you like a garland to put around your neck? Ball means carried. Explanation. The man tried to make the child happy and took him to the flower seller. He asked him to smell the fragrance of the flowers and offered him a garland. The child turned his nose away from the basket and reiterated his sob. I want my mother, I want my father. Reiterated means repeated. The child refused to smell the flowers that he wanted to buy earlier because now his priority was to get his parents. Thinking to humor his disconsolate charge by a gift of sweets, the man took him to the counter of the sweet shop. What sweets would you like, child? He asked. The child turned his face from the sweet shop and only sobbed, I want my mother, I want my father. Disconsolate means very unhappy and unable to be comforted. Charge means a person or thing entrusted to the care of someone. Explanation. Finally, the man took him to the sweetmeat seller and offered to buy sweets for him. Still, the child did not want his favorite sweet but wanted his parents. Thank you, children. Thank you and bye. Children, you should do one thing. You should do 2 assignments from your skill enhancer from each section and submit on next Friday.